Good morning, Executive BNI. I said, good morning, Executive BNI. Have these guys had their coffee yet? Well, I sure hope so. Because this morning, I want to address some of the biggest fears and hesitations that first-time homebuyers have when purchasing a home, and how I try to answer those concerns and replace cold feet with confidence. Now, sometimes it may not be the right time to buy, and that's okay. But at least we can provide some good visuals and understanding of what needs to happen in order to buy in the future. Speaking of visuals, that's why I'm coming at you this morning on video. I'm a big fan of using video, and I use it all the time, not just for loan presentations like this, but also for posting tips and information on social media sites like Instagram and Facebook. Now, I think we all like to consume information via video, and I started to look up some of the stats on that, but frankly that's probably a keynote presentation in and of itself, if not an entire BNI meeting. And that brings me to the next point, which is we should probably get a video person in here, but I digress. As fellow small business owners, I want to encourage you to use video in your marketing to help introduce yourselves and your products so that people get more comfortable working with you and get to know you. Now, some of the financial services, or some of the, such as financial planning or life insurance, may be more restrictive and not allow video. But I think for virtually every other category in our BNI chapter, video is a great medium to use to get our message out. Certainly real estate is a no-brainer, but also phone and video, business contract horror stories, insurance no-nos or yes-yeses, personal injury stories, virtually everything. In fact, every 45-second commercial that we do on Tuesday morning could be doubled as a video that we push out on Facebook or Instagram to get our message out. But you don't do that. I get it. We all have great intentions and we all get busy. But I do want to encourage you all to use video in your marketing, because video is not going away. If anything, it's only getting more popular. And when presenting an idea or a concept with video, there's a certain wow factor about it. In fact, some of you right now might be going, I didn't realize you could cheat on our keynote presentations by putting them on video. Just don't tell Dr. Ivan Meisner. But anyway, back to home loans and why me using video reflects positively on you when you refer me as your BNI partner. First of all, I am by no means the only loan officer in the mortgage industry that uses video to explain mortgages, but if I had to guess, I would say that less than 30% of loan officers do it, simply because it takes more time, a little bit more effort, and people just get lazy. So when you combine the video factor with my expertise and experience, your customers, your referral is going to have a better experience already than probably 90% of what the home buyers go through when they go through the home loan process. So you're giving them a great referral and a great experience. And as we share our personal and business contacts we've cultivated for however long it's been, we really want to make sure these people have a great experience, because if they don't, whose credibility suffers? Ours does. So for starters, using a format like this that engages your customer in a unique way is going to be an affirmation that you've already given them a great referral. Now, secondly, the reason I like to use video is convenience. Now, I would love it to be able to meet all of my customers face-to-face in person. I think we'd all agree we'd have much better conversion ratios if we could meet with people in person. But the reality is that everybody's busy with their business and personal lives, and sometimes it's just not possible. And if I need to meet with somebody in the Inland Empire and rely on them coming into Costa Mesa to meet in my office, that meeting may never happen. But if I can do it with video, then they can at least, we can at least meet face to face on video, and these people can get an idea maybe why it was you had referred me in the first place. And essentially, it allows me to be in two places at once, which is pretty cool. So convenience is a big thing, because when you refer somebody to me, I want to make sure that the process goes as smoothly and conveniently as possible, and they get all of their questions answered. And so this is certainly a format that will allow that. Now, secondly, when doing a loan of any sort, whether it's a refinance or a purchase, there's so many numbers that get spit out at you, it's enough to make your head spin. So having everything in one place like this, where you have different payments compared and bar graphs, it makes it so much easier to wrap your head around and get an understanding that it really helps the consumer come to grips with it better and feel much more comfortable and confident in the process. So aside from just comparing different loan scenarios, such as I have in this case of 20, 10, and 5% down, we also want to compare what they currently pay in rent. So in this hypothetical scenario here, we are talking about a $600,000 purchase at 123 Main Street in Costa Mesa for Dr. Ivan Meisner. And if we're talking about a $600,000 purchase in Costa Mesa, we're probably talking about a condo. So I've laid out these three different scenarios, three different purchase price, well, same purchase price, but three different down payment scenarios, and I'm comparing that to their rent, because as a potential home buyer, one of the biggest hurdles that people have to make is getting used to going up from paying whatever it is they're paying in rent to paying this mortgage, because typically they're going to pay more on their mortgage than what they have been paying in rent. So in this case here, on the $600,000 condo in Costa Mesa, I'm estimating that the rent would be about $2,750 a month. Does that sound reasonable, Brittany? $600,000 condo, $2,750? I hope she agrees. I hope she said yes. In any case, we're going to use $2,750 for this example here. And then when you compare that to what the mortgage payments are on this, it's a lot more when you look at the mortgage payment, anywhere from roughly $3,300 to almost $4,000 a month. So again, it's a big leap for someone to make on monthly payment wise and try to get comfortable with that, until we can start to show them some of the other benefits of being a homeowner, such as the tax benefit. Now, as a renter, there really isn't any tax benefit. Maybe you take advantage of the standard deduction, which is like $12,000 per year as a single person, $24,000 as a couple. But you can see that is so much less than the tax benefit as a homeowner, because as a homeowner, you get to deduct the interest on a loan up to $750,000. You also get to deduct the property taxes up to $10,000. And of course, I'll refer them to Susan for a more detailed breakdown analysis on that. But it starts to show them that there is some money that comes back to them as a homeowner that they don't get as a renter. In addition to that, being a homeowner, one of the benefits is that you're building equity. Your mortgage payment, every month you make your mortgage payment, you're paying down the principal. You're building equity. And that equity is something that you get to take with you. At some point in the future, when you sell this home, you're going to take that equity and maybe buy a bigger home, whatever the case may be. When you rent and you're paying $2,750 a month in rent, and you've been there for 3 years, the landlord doesn't say, hey, here's $500 a month back for you for being such a great tenant over these last 3 years. It doesn't work that way. That $2,750 is gone. But as a homeowner, again, it's equity that you build and you get to take it with you. So when you take those into consideration, the tax benefit as well as the equity that you build, and then what we come up with is a net monthly payment, which is really the true cost of being in this home, either as a renter or as a homeowner. So as a renter, the true cost is about $2,410 a month, which is actually more than if they actually own the home, than if they bought it. The cost of owning the home is less. Now, granted, they have to come up with the down payment, and they do have to make the actual monthly payment. But again, once you start considering the benefit of the tax benefit and the equity, it's oftentimes less to own the home than it is to buy it. So just as I get ready to wrap up here, just quickly take you through this. You can see I've got these bar charts which provide good illustrations. The net monthly payments is what I was just talking about. We can also show them a tax benefit analysis over 60 months. So over 5 years, compare what the tax benefit is as a renter, which is basically nothing, compared to what it is as a homeowner. And then even show them the amount of rent they would pay, which is almost sickening, the amount of rent that they would pay over 10 years compared to the amount of principal that they would build just by paying down the loan balance. Not to mention the equity that they build as the home values appreciate over the years. So it's pretty significant. Now we can show them here also the monthly payment, so you get an idea of how much of that payment is going towards principal and interest, how much is going towards the property taxes, how much goes towards the hazard insurance. Of course, I refer them to John Kent for this. Then the mortgage insurance if they don't put 20% down, and then we come up with a mortgage payment. Now, there also may be HOA dues since this is a condo. And so then you can see how we arrive at this total monthly payment. But this, again, is just to give them an idea, an overview. And then the closing cost is going to show the different scenarios at 10%, 5%, 20% down. So what we're trying to do here is come to the sweet spot of what's the right amount of down payment with whatever monthly payment that gets to. So find out what's going to work best for them. And because it's not just the down payment that's required at closing, but also the various closing costs. So that's what I wanted to show you guys this morning, because this is what I show your customers when you refer them to me. So my ask is for anyone that you're aware of who may be afraid to buy a home or don't think they can do it or think it's more costly than renting, send them to me so I can prepare one of these breakdowns for them and show them that they can do it, or show them when they can do it with the proper planning. Thank you very much.